the second penalty in half an hour of rugby league. Here's Poor as Parramatta come on the attack. Can Hindmarsh get over again? Paulo. Smith to Sando, who dummies and runs. Taking a tackle from Arona and Henry. Blair from acting half. Back to Paulo, now Paul. He's been strong since being injected by Brad Arthur. Smith behind Paulo to Roberts, who kicks towards the corner. It sits up for Tuivasa-Sheck, who tried to nudge it dead. Instead, he batted it to Minicello. And Anthony had to run it across the dead ball line.
Yeah, it nearly came unstuck there for Tuivasa-Sheck. He was lucky that Minicello was back there. This is that incident where Blair picks up the ball on the ground and Martin Kennedy just comes in over the top. Unnecessary.
They would have been former Toyota Cup teammates at the Roosters. Here's Hindmarsh. He scored more than one try in a season for the first time since 2008. Getting his second of 2012 tonight. The two at the back, Mullaney. Jake Mullaney comes in again. Matua to Ben Roberts. Now Paulo. Behind Hindmarsh, he finds Sando, Matt Ryan. Now Chase Blair angling towards the corner and getting the angle right. He will love that, Chase Blair. Against his former club, he promised to deliver. And there's a 4-pointer to help Parramatta tonight.
Yeah, good work by Parramatta. At first they were given a penalty from Martin Kennedy, and Roberts rolled it into the in goal. They got a repeat set of 6, and then they shifted to their right. They created some numbers. Blair getting on the outside of Henry, and really just going across the line and scoring a simple try. Some poor defence there. You can see Henry trying to push him instead of going in to make a contact. You know, long shifts, you would think that they'd be easier to defend, but they just hold back. They're passive. They don't sort of move forward aggressively enough, the Roosters, to shut it down. And if you don't do that, the team with the ball are in control.
And it might get a bit better here if Burt can keep the accuracy coming. He can. Luke Burt above 90% this season. Adam McDougall, he makes it look so easy.
He certainly did. He's got lots of confidence tonight, Luke Burt. The Roosters need to be confident out, need to be careful out wide, I should say. They're sliding on their own line. That spells disaster for them if they continue to do that tonight.
Luke Burt's already above 100 points this season. 110 now. And he's done that in 9 of his 14 seasons at Parramatta. Possession heavily in favour of the Eels over the last 10 minutes, and they've used it to score 2 tries, but they give the football back to the Roosters here.
Well, they have to be careful, Parramatta, going into half-time, because they're in a similar situation on Monday night. And yet, just before half-time, they conceded plenty of points to the West Tigers. They've got to be stronger defensively. 5 minutes to go before half-time. They've been dominant. They can't allow the Roosters cheap points here.
Adam Henry tries to fight his way through. Sando and Ryan held on. Now a shift, finishing in the hands of Mitch Orbison. Friend to Arona. Arona goes within 3 metres. Ryan and Sando, and the penalty conceded.
Using your head. Keep it. Hold the line. Chris, line.
The use of a head in the tackle is illegal. David Munro spotted that. Kennedy will play it. French to Arona again from close range. Couldn't get the legs driving or any momentum that time. Paul was the tackler. Friend long. Here's Pearce, wrapped up immediately on the spot by Matt Ryan. Hindmarsh involved as well. Rona, a third crack on top of the line and pushed backwards. Friend behind Boston. He goes to Pearce. Pearce to Anasta. Break the Nasta. The pressure pays off for the Roosters. Parramatta not renowned for goal line defence this season. And Braithen Nasta happy to cash in right there.
No, they've been in control of this match, and one error and they cannot defend it. A little short pass there from Mitchell Pearce onto Braithen Nasta, who hit a hole. And some flimsy goal line defence straight through Ben Roberts. Good work by Anasta, pushing up with his halfback.
Back to 18-10. And Laurie Daly, I'm sure last week will be on Parramatta's minds.
Oh, most definitely. You know, they had a big lead. They let it go. And in the second half, the Tigers ran right. Parramatta got the wind at their back. They've been in control. They'll look up at the scoreboard.
Boys.
And they're only 8 in front.
Parramatta needing to muscle up in this defensive set. Friend out of acting half, ducking and weaving and bouncing off Sando. Takarangi with a flick offload to Boston. Nice work from the Roosters back rower. Here's Pearce. For Orbison. They enter Parramatta territory again. Boston. Former Dragon, playing only his third game of the season for the Roosters. Anasta to Pearce, long to Takarangi, he kicks, a good chase, and Minicello is beaten for the ball by Jake Mullaney.
Some easy yards there by the Roosters, and Parramatta, they were waning with their defence. They were really struggling to contain the Roosters. And it's an attitude thing with the Parramatta team. It's like they get to a big lead and then they switch off with the intensity that's required to defend. You're never too far in front in this game.
And diving for the ball, Mullaney wore an accidental leg from Minicello and took a while to shake off the effect. A minute left in this first half. 18-10 to the Eels. And they extend that margin. 3 plays left in what should be their final set of the half. Tautai. And the play of the ball was horrendous. Lost the ruling from Jared Maxwell. And if the Roosters race in, they can maybe create 3-4 tackles to finish this first half.
I think this is Tautai's second error in the last 6 or 7 minutes. And with 30 seconds to go before half-time, Parramatta, they have to make 3 tackles at most.
Sean Kenny-Dow runs at Morgan and changes the angle into Ben Roberts. Jake Friend gives it to Boston. Just over 10 seconds left in the first half. Friend to Orbison. Kenny-Dow can't get away from Morgan, but passes back to Orbison, who continues to run and shake away from the Eels. Now they go to Pearce. Pearce to Arona. Now Minicello kicks, leaves the ball on the ground. Pearce picks it up, hurls it towards his winger in Moga, and finds nothing but the sideline. That is the end of the first 40. It finished like much of the first 40 was. Frantic, action-packed. 18-10 in favour of the home team.